Hi everybody, welcome to Wednesday's craft along. We are the 18th of December and this is my last craft along before Christmas. So thank you to everyone who is joining me today. We're live at 1 o'clock, which I know isn't great for everybody, but it works for me because hubby is in the actual office today, so I don't have to share my craft space. This will be available to watch on the replay as well. So my name is Stacey Marsh and I'm a demonstrator here in the United Kingdom. And I try to come on once a week and share a fun fold design with you or a tutorial or a technique. And the idea is we just spend a little bit of time together in the middle of the day to craft together if we can. If not, I will be your company whilst you're crafting at your desk. If you're watching on replay, do let me know where you're joining from. And if you're watching live or on the replay, hi to Mel and hi to Sandra. I've had a lovely morning so far. I've been to church with my youngest daughter. It was her Christmas church service. So now she's in the sort of grown-up years or the older years in primary school. They don't have a nativity anymore, so we just have a church service. It was lovely. It was really heartfelt. We had a lovely story from the vicar, very heartfelt, very meaningful for this time of year. And I didn't get wet on the walk there and walk back, so it's a good day. So what I'll do is I will talk you through what we're going to be making, and then I will move over to my desk and we can make a start. So today I thought I'd share with you a bay window card. There's lots of these on Pinterest, on social media and on various Facebook groups, and I've never actually made one. I've always looked at it and thought, oh, I'll save that for another day. Well, today is that day, and I've put it together in measurements that really work with the UK market. So the measurements have been put together with that in mind. If you're outside of that market, you can definitely adapt it to suit your sort of standard card sizes. But I'll talk you through the card itself. I'll talk you through the measurements I've used, the pieces that I've used, and I hope that you enjoy putting it together. I've got a nice hot cup of tea, although no milk. I've run out of milk, so need to go and collect that after school. So let's skip over to my desk and I will talk you through my bay window card. I'm going to leave the comments on my screen, so if you have any questions as we go along, pop them in the comments and I will keep an eye on them for you. Okay. Now I've decorated this card with items from the Snowy Wonder set, but you can use anything you fancy in your craft room. So this is the card, what it looks like when it's folded, when it's flat. It does fold flat. It's a little bit thicker than a normal card because it's got an extra sort of layer of dimensionals in it, but you can definitely mail that without too much trouble, hopefully. So the idea of this card, it's called a bay window because it pulls out like this and creates a bay window. So it's a take on an easel card because you have this stopper here that stops this panel from going any further. So a bit of a take on an easel card, but I think it looks really, really fab. And yet it's called a bay window. I've added an extra dimension to our card. It opens like this. So you have an extra layer of detail there. And then inside the card is your area to write your Christmas message to whoever you're sending it to. So this card is actually made with just one sheet of A4 card. If we cut it cleverly, then actually you can get it all out of one card. And I've got myself some double-sided paper, DSP, for my panels, and then I've picked up my Friendly Seagulls. This went down really, really well Monday night when I used it, so I'm going to use it again today. So let's talk you through how to do this, how to cut your card. Now, where is my trimmer? My trimmer needs a little bit of a clean. I printed some black and white photos yesterday, and now I have black and white fingerprints on my trimmer, so that needs to go into the kitchen tonight for a little bit of a wipe. So we're going to start by cutting a 10th fold card base like this. So this is half a side of A4. So you want to pop it in your trimmer so that you have your short edge at the top. So, and I'm going to cut it at 10.5 centimetres. We're going to work just on one piece for the moment. So this is going to be our card base. So you want to score that at 14.9 centimetres, your halfway point. So that there is this piece here. Okay, so pop that to one side. And then we need to cut two pieces. The first piece we need to cut is for this mechanism here. So this sheet from this edge to here is one piece. So that's measures 10.5 centimetres, which is our measurement already, our width already. And then you want to cut that down to 15 centimetres. Okay. I'll pop that there. And then inside you have this little stopper area which holds your bay window side. That piece there measures 4 centimetres by 10.5. So we can leave that in our trimmer as it is and cut that down to 4 centimetres. So you end up with this bit of card left over, so that can go in your scraps box. And then we have these two pieces that we need to work on. So going to work on our 15 centimetre long piece of card, we need to do 3 score lines, okay? And I've given myself some measurements. Our score line is going to be 2 centimetres, 5 centimetres and 12 centimetres. So I'll pop that there so you can see that in shot. Take my card out of the way. So that measurement was 2 centimetres. Remember to score, not cut. 5 centimetres and 12 centimetres. And that is all your scoring complete. So what that's given you is that's given you a panel on the left, the far left. This is panel 1. That's 2 centimetres wide. We then have panel 2 and panel 4 that are the same size, 3 centimetres wide each. And then we have our middle panel, panel 3, which is 7 centimetres wide. And I will talk you through what you need to do next. I'll bring your card back in. Give it a nice crease. So this small piece that we've cut here, the 4 centimetres by 10.5, you want to stick that to the end panel of your card. I'm going to open this up. So you want to stick that to the end panel there, but you want to stick it with dimensionals. It needs a bit of height because we want to use it as a stopper. So just turn that over. I think I'm going to use 6 dimensionals. Okay. So you want to stick this on so that it lines up with the bottom of your card. Okay. And then bringing this piece back in, you want to give all of your score lines a really good crease with your bone folder. And then bring in your panels. So this one's going to see, I've used Smoky Slate card. And this paper, oh, I forget what it's called. I will tell you what it's called. This paper is the Country Lace DSP from the annual catalogue. This one down this end. Now, I've purposely not cut myself a panel for the middle because I actually want to use white card. But in my measurements that I've given you, I've said that it's DSP. But it can be anything you want it to be. And you can replace any of these panels with card as well if you wanted to. I think they're just about to start trimming the hedge behind me, so it may get a little bit noisy. These colours work really nicely together. So these panels 2 and 4, your DSP needs to measure 2.5 centimetres by 10 centimetres. And then this end panel is 1.5 centimetres. And then this one inside is 3.5 centimetres by 10. The measurements aren't too tricky to remember. There we go. So what you then want to do is you want to take your panel and you're going to attach it so it sits like that. Okay, so I'm going to turn this over and I'm going to pop some glue down on this small thin panel. So what we've been calling panel 1. And you want to line that up with the creased edge of your card base. Mel said, I've picked that stamp set for my free celebration item. Lovely. Just waiting for Monday when the Happy Home is back to order. Oh, I love the Happy Home. It's a good one, that. So then I need a piece of white for my centerpiece. Now, do I have a scrap of my desk that's big enough? No, I don't. So I want to cut myself I want 2 pieces of white, one for my bay and one for inside. Now, sadly, they're different sizes. So the piece for outside, this piece here needs to be 6.5 centimetres by 10. And the piece inside needs to be 8 centimetres by 10. So if I cut myself a strip that's 8 centimetres wide, and cut that down to 10. That's my piece in there. And then this piece needs to be 6.5 by 10. So now we can stick these on. And then this piece is going to go inside. There we go. So it's building really nicely. And then I want a piece for inside, which is going to be 10 by 14.4. There's lots of space in this card to make it really special. And while I'm there, I'm going to draw myself a little line around the inner edge. And the same here. Okay, so now we can think about, oh, there's one in there as well. Let's do the same in there. Right. So So we have here, hey friend, I love you more than French fries and chips. And then we have our seagull images. So let's stamp a couple of seagulls, shall we? And I want these two together. That one there. So what I love about this stamp set is you've got two that are almost kind of facing each other. I'm going to stamp in Memento as well. I think I'm going to colour with pencils. It looks like they're shouting to one another. I love it. Now let's use blends. I've not used blends to colour these yet, so let's use blends to do that. So I want a smoky slate blend, light and dark. I want Daffodil Delight, light and dark. I'm also going to add in a little touch of Pumpkin Pie light. We'll see where we go, shall we? So let's colour these in. So I always start with the light shade. And I'm going to colour in the wing here. They're quite nice to colour because they don't have a huge amount of kind of detail. I'm going to add a little bit of detail around the tummy as well. I haven't done this when I've coloured the other ones in. There we go. And then go in with the dark. And the dark is your shading one, okay? I'm just adding my shading with this pen really lightly. A little bit around here on the tummy. And then you want to use your colour lifter. And I'm just going to blend that bit, especially around the tummy, in. And then I'm going to go over this area here with the light where I've added the shading on the wing. So they look like good seagulls now. Love a seagull. And then the Daffodil Delight, I'm going to go in just with the dark on the feet. And the beak. Oops, it didn't go on. And then just adding a little bit of shading with pumpkin pie. When you put the light pumpkin pie over the top, it gives it a sort of goldeny colour, which I quite like, and it works well with these birds. So there we have our little seagulls. So let's pop them over there. I'm going to cut these out. Just going to leave a little white line around the edge. I think my goal is to make everyone want this stamp set because it brings me a lot of joy. It makes me just want to go to the seaside and eat chips. just going to fussy cut that round. So on this centre panel, this bay window panel, you can put anything you like there. You can decorate it however you wish. I'm just finishing this off now, getting there. Right, so we have our little seagull. He's going to be shouting at her, I think. What do you reckon? So I want to create a little bit of a little bit of a scene. So I'm going to use this little dotty image. I'm going to use that to kind of act as the ground. Oh, I was going to put that to this card for some reason then. So let's do this here. I'm just going to add this and add it along here. Like that. Okay. And then I want to colour those sort of pebble colours. So pebble colours are greys, browns, neutrally sort of colours, aren't they? So I'm just going to have a go at colouring these sort of randomly. I'm going to use pecan pie. Hi, Margaret. I wish I could fussy cut like you. I'm useless. I bet you're not. It's just practice. It really is. You want to take a whole sheet of DSP and you want to just put film on and just cut it out. And honestly, by the time you get to the end of that piece of DSP, you'll be like a professional. Okay, so coloured those pebbly colours, technical term, and we want to now put our seagulls on. Look at how cute they are. They're adorable. Let's put these on with a couple of little pads. So now let's work out, do we want to have them like that or like this? I think like this. Yeah, let's do that. Oops, that's just fallen off my shelf. Like that. So we just need to think about our sentiment. So I've got I love you more than. French fries or chips? Well, they don't seem to have their chips, do they? Let's put some of these on. I was just thinking. Let's put some little birds in the sky. Then, what other sentiments do I have on my desk? Let's have a little look. What else have I got here? This one seems to work well. So I have here, happy birthday. I love this stamp set. I go to this stamp set. I love you more than chips. He's shouting her. That's a really good point, actually. This one here is happy birthday. But I think that's a good idea as well. I love you more than chips. And then I've even got a little chips there as well. Let's do that. Thank you for your help. Sometimes you just have a little mental block, don't you? And that says, hey, friend. I don't want hey, friend. We want chips. So I could have used the little one with the chips. Let's put the chips one inside. Okay, let's do this. So I love you more than... Let's have a little word, little banner. I like a little banner. It's moving my card, right? Because they always meet. I once had, so the day that Darren proposed to me, he proposed to me on Brighton Beach. And before we went to the beach, we took a walk along the pier with some chips, which is something we'd done hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times. And this seagull swooped down and knocked my chips out of my hand and almost knocked me over, because they're really strong, aren't they, seagulls? So yes, that's my memory of the day that Darren proposed, is being knocked over by a seagull who was desperate for my chippies. Little did he know, though, I'd almost finished them. So I've just cut myself a 1 centimetre strip. Now, and what I quite like with this card design is because it's got quite a bit of height to it. I like having things that go off the edge of this panel. So let's now stick this on. And then we want this little bit here, this little section is just wide enough. And also here, let's just stamp this thing of chips. And can I get my seagull? Let's get my chip eating seagull as well. So I've got chips there, and then let's colour this little thing of chips, shall we? So the burger on it, we can do pecan pie. I'm going to do the chips in yellow, of course. Oops, the lid is on the floor. And then let's do the thing that the container that the chips is in. We'll colour that in blue. This is boho blue, which is actually quite dark. So let's grab Balmy Blue as well. Like using Balmy Blue and Boho Blue together. There we go. There's my chips. And now let's cut this out. I mean, we would say chips, wouldn't we? But you've also got French fries in that set as well to choose from. Okay. So if we stick the little chips there. And then this word we can stick on a little pad. How are we doing? Are we hanging in there, guys? There we go. So that's the outside of my bay window. And now I've just got to do my inside. So let's actually stamp that seagull inside my card. He looks cute like that. And colour him in. I will get my lid in a minute. And then I want my smoky slate pens. I like him having this little white stripe on his wing. And let's do a little bit around here. Going with my dark one. And a bit down here. Okay, so with the light one, let's just blend that together. And then with this, let's go over with the colour lifter. Just going to take a little bit of dark on those chips. And then let's do happy birthday, shall we? Can't wait to get it. Going to have a good look before I buy next year, and no more flowers. I've got enough. But have you got the right flower that you want? Because although there are a lot of flowers, you never quite have the one you want. So we have happy birthday, I love you more than chips, and then inside I'm going to leave it quite plain. So there we have it, guys. That's our finished bay window card. I'll show you my original. So this is my original sample. I've used the Snowy Wonder products for this one here. And it's all 3D. Inside I've got a sentiment with some snowflakes that have been stamped. And then the very inner panel where you're going to write, I've left plain. So there we have that one. And then now I have I love you more than chips, like so. And I will leave you all there, guys. So thank you so much for joining me this afternoon. I've really enjoyed spending about half an hour with you all. I will share the PDF on my blog next, so you'll be able to download that for free. If you've already downloaded it and that's how you've arrived here, I hope you enjoy it. And if you do make this card version on your own, or if you do make your own version of this, I'd love you to share it back with me on social media. And you can do that on Instagram or Facebook by tagging me, Stamping with Stacey Marsh. All that's left for me to say is have a great Christmas, and I will be back in January with my weekly craft along. So have a safe Christmas, don't eat too much, don't drink too much, and enjoy being with your loved ones. Bye for now, everyone.